Welcome back, YouTube. Take our next turn here. You find an old cave that goes deep into the ground. It seems abandoned at first, but the deeper you go, the more you feel a warmth touching your skin and soon see the glow of light. Alright, so we have a hunter that can do the special options. Let's do it. You observe the floor and the walls and examine the tracks, and you conclude there have been persons who came this way, but always less tracks leading back out. You scout a room ahead, but cannot see within without entering. The cave is vast within its chamber, as if grown unnaturally. You see a waterfall at the far end and a stream running through and throughout this cave. You see gold, gems, and all sorts of riches scattered around in mounds. A voice speaks, "Welcome, come hither, rest be done with thy worries." Who are you? Me, I am called many things. Mammon is one that is old, let us address me so. Now, my gallant guest, does thy heart desire wealth? For as you can see, 'tis in abundance in my humble abode, and thine for the taking if thou so wishes. Why do you want to give me riches? I will give thy wealth if thou giveth me a life. One of you remain here and become part of my treasury. The other walk away with riches. Will it not soothe your troubles, forge weapons for protection, and lead you to better serve your masters? Well, no. I don't want to get rid of a person. Enough for a better start, but not so much as to render your heroic adventures meaningless. Champion, thy wealth will be in the hands of fate if thou walks this path with me. Or I will have another proposal. One that will promise some wealth, though not as much. What proposal? You may search this cave for that which is my most precious treasure. If thy fate is strong, it shall be rewarded, yes? If it is not, thy life will be forfeit. Points to a skeleton in full armor. I'm not sure if we can actually win this difficulty too. I think we can just leave. Because it seems like there's actually a big consequence if we lose this. He said, if thy fate is strong, it shall be rewarded. If it is not, thy life will be forfeit. So let's just get out of here if we can. A virtuous hero, my mind, thy followeth the path of some brave knights to come. Very well, be gone. A bright light blinds you. When you regain composure, the cave is transformed into an old, moldy place with no trace of the gold or anything else. Some typos here, but you feel your soul's cleansed. Yeah, luckily a lot of the events have an option where you can just leave with no consequence. And then some of the events you can just retreat from the battle, or you can lose the conceptual battle and the consequences aren't that heavy. You just gotta know when you think you can handle the battle and when you think you can't. But I think we're actually a little bit underpowered. Like, we actually haven't gotten anything too good. We did get another tools and a spider that I forgot to equip, so let's do that. This is an upgrade for your wand, isn't it? If you still want to equip a wand, this is an upgrade. And sandstone club versus greatsword. 1.3 damage multiplier with hammer splash, or 1.4 multiplier with greatsword splash. The hammer splash is a little bit better, but this is actually a much slower weapon too. I don't think I want that. I think I want to keep the faster weapon for now. Although I could have also equipped a shield together with the club. Still want to keep the greatsword probably. I don't think I need this wooden bow at all. Why won't I ever use that? You're just using Hunter's Mark. Maybe you actually equip the wand so you can do better in the yellow and purple challenges. Why not, right? And then tools. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna uncamp. We found the quest village, guys. It's right here. I thought that it was this space, but it's actually the one right above it. You could notice the fence through the fog of war, because we had discovered this other tile right at the edge of it. But yep, we ran around the whole island, unfortunately, looking for this village, but it was right here in front of our starting point. Still, it's not too late. Let's go in there. You come to a small village, and despite the calm weather outside, you see storm clouds hanging over the settlement and lightning dancing threateningly around the palisade. So we have a chosen dialogue option. You feel the storm will not harm you, Enter. As you walk in confidently, you see several scared faces looking out of their windows at you. Finally, a small group of villagers comes out to face you. The storm, it seems not to touch you. How? I am chosen. The gods are clearly displeased, and I have come on their behalf. Oh, it's not our fault. It's that fool, Zbigniew. He is chosen too, you see. So we listened, and he said that light is good, and we must worship it harder than the old gods. He said Svarog was a fool that cannot tame his own domain, and that worshipping magic and turmoil was evil. We listen. Alright, so we have some choices here based on our deity. So our deity is horse, so we are magic and nature, I think. We have both of these options. In this part of the quest, though, it actually doesn't matter, since it's like the very first part of the quest. You can actually choose whatever you want, and it all leads to the same thing. We can just say they're clearly ignorant fools. My domain does embrace darkness, but only to an extent to keep the balance within the pantheon. They cower before your anger, but one of them remains defiant despite it all. We are simple folk. We do not understand this balance of yours. Darkness was bad, light is good. We followed it because our chosen said so. It made sense. We're not interested in your excuses. Where is Zbigniew? Well, I don't know. We listened to a chosen one once before. Well, we can auto-resolve this one, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Your logic is sound, chosen. We will not fail the gods again. Here, this is where he went. They hide back in their houses. Alright, so the next quest point is right here. We gotta go back that direction. Let's do that. We must camp. We still have to heal. Hunter can still die. I think he's still below 30% HP. Let's cook something in the meantime. Can we? Meat and herbs. Or grilled meat. Let's cook 2 stacks of that. Okay, so our hunter did not die. I think at this point that's more than 30% HP, so we're good. Let's move up to this quest point. You track down Zbigniew, the heretic chosen who angered his gods. He spots you too and speaks up. Oh, a new chosen, come to smite me, have you? Honest, good. Let me tell you though, your puny gods can suck it. I've had enough. You sound really angry. The gods seem involved. What exactly did you do? I stopped. I was fed up with doing their dirty work. I lived my life, and then when light came knocking, I answered because I liked their side better. We can choose any of these options. It's all going to lead to the same place, but let's just say we can soothe your broken soul. You've suffered and lost your way. Allow me to guide you back into the light. Zbigniew drops down on the floor and swears he will do better. He leaves for the village. Didn't put up much of a fight. Theodore appears, magic and harmony calling out for the light of the gods to shine upon this wretched soul. Well done. This is surely the best way to show the power of the gods, eh? Was this a test for me all along? Indeed, although confronting Zbigniew was needed in other ways too. Many stoves burn in our divine kitchens, my darlings. Now, I leave you to your own devices, and the gods will surely call upon your services again. But for now, please stay alive. Nice. Okay, so now that we did that part, we can go back to this village and we can interact with it. And I'm pretty sure that this other faction is tied to this village as well. Like they're all Slavians. Just happens there's 2 villages and one of them is for the quest. So I don't think we could have interacted with that one either. That's why I didn't try. I could be wrong though. But now the dialogue options are open. Send a turn so we get some more movement points. And let's interact with the village. Well met, friends. Now that Zbigniew is no longer troubling you or us, we can welcome you properly. Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff we can do. First, we're going to visit the kennels. Sure, go right ahead. We may have some pups for you to buy, or we may have something more exotic. It's a one-off for helping us. Alright, so we can only choose one. Do we want a spider or do we want a cat? Well, the thing is that we just got a spider from the other thing, so let's just get a cat this time. can use sandstone. Everything is worth 1 in this trade. There's some trades where everything is worth 1 and some trades where everything has their own value. You can actually see the value of the items in the tooltips here. Like for example, this iron shield is 392. But it's not like you sell stuff for 100% of the value, right? You sell stuff for like, usually like 1/8 or something. You'll see when I go to the actual trade. This is a special trade where everything is just worth 1. I couldn't figure out this screen at first. But here's where you have to look. At the bottom, it says current balance equals -7. That means I have to give 7 value in order to get this cat. And I feel like they need to add something like an icon of a cat here, or here under their offer, so we know that the cat is actually being traded for. But now once we have a current balance of 0 and the check mark appears beside trade allowed, we can confirm we get this cat. It increases our mysticism by 1 when we equip it as a pet. So I think I'll actually give it to I don't know, it doesn't matter right now, but once I get a spell onto the scavenger that actually scales off mysticism, then I'll have to equip the cat on him. Alright, so let's go back in the village. Unfortunately, you can only do 1 action every time you go into it. So if the village spawns on like on top of a mountain that costs 3 movement points to get up to, then you're kind of unlucky. Let's go to the tavern next. You can gamble and you can drink. The fires are warm and the ale is good. The tavern is bustling with life and joy. Gambling is like sometimes you win stuff, sometimes you lose stuff, and I think that the luck stat, characters have a luck stat, so you can actually have a better chance of winning if you build your characters to have high luck. But I don't think that's really that beneficial anyway. We're gonna drink. So usually people get sick, but you do get these tinctures, which count as a food type. So it's just a really, really easy way to get extra food types. The sickness, it'll go away after a while. It's kind of a pain in the butt for a few turns, but this is like the strongest version of it I've seen. Sometimes it's only 2 bars or 1 bar. As you can see here, it's a 3-bar illness, so it's a bit more intense. Alright, we want to go back in there. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, sometimes when you go drinking in the tavern, there's like a very slight chance that you'll get another child. You know, kind of like real life. So, we've done those things. I think what we want to do is trade. Let's see what they have. They do have a scroll, which I think I want to get immediately. Summon Unliving is a really powerful skill, and you can summon 2 undead onto the battlefield with just 1 action point. So it really, really helps for battles. Later on, you can get Summon Unliving that do like incredible damage too. But for now, early game, with even really, really weak undead, they're really useful for tanking as well. So I want to try to get this scroll. There's also this codex, but it costs more to get. And there's also some glitches with codexes right now that are making them more powerful than they're supposed to be. So I don't really want to use them. We could try to get some armor too, but it probably is going to be too expensive. Let's try to get this Amber Scroll for sure. Let's give up all the stuff we don't need, right? Like we're not ever going to use this battle axe. I feel like we're not going to use this stuff. We also want to unload stuff because it's heavy. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're at 400 value. We need to go up a little bit. We don't need any of these wands. We don't need this artifact. We're at 450. We're getting close. Ah, shield. Now it's a little bit too much. Let's take this wand back. Let's give them 1 blood bone. Alright, we're a little bit over, but just very slightly. We'll just go ahead and confirm the trade. Now we gotta equip our scroll on somebody. So this scroll has Summon the Living and Lullaby. Might as well just equip it on the kid, right? I feel like everybody else has something else to do. Alright, so we equipped it on the kid. I don't know if there's anything else we need to do here. We can ask if there's anything we can help with, see if they have a little quest for us. You're looking to help a fellow, eh? Sure, there's always trouble. Does anything need killing? Either we do not have any work for you, or you or your kin are already set on a path to aid us. Now, they don't have any quests in this village, but I think there will be quests in the other village. And the reason that we want to do these quests is to gain reputation with them, because eventually you can like recruit characters from them and you get better trading prices and stuff like that. But even though reputation is in the game, the reputation screen is not in the game right now, so you can't see your progress towards that. And I don't really like just doing it aimlessly. So I haven't been doing that in any of my playthroughs. The other option I just want to show you is you come here to rest and visit. So you can heal physical wounds, you can heal curses. I don't have any curses right now, but when you do get a curse, it's important to know that you can come back to this village, and I think actually all villages have this option, or most if not all. Then you have an option to heal your spiritual ailments, which are the curses. And if you're really heavily wounded for some reason, if you're near a village, then you can also just get your wounds healed. Physical, spiritual, and mental, you can usually get any of those wounds healed. I don't think we need to do that right now. Right, let's get some more vegetables. As the sun rises high, you feel its gentle warmth on your skin and rejoice at the growing strength of the light over darkness. But as you do, you begin to feel uneasy. The warmth becomes ever more constant, unrelenting. The air stale and oppressive, because we see all these tentacles coming out of the crown. And we have two options here. The unusual is the norm in Thea, and thus one must not panic. Try to move away calmly. This light is burning you alive. Try to find the source so you can defeat it. The turmoil and magic option of this event gets you obsidian, which is a higher tier of material, whereas the other options, I think, give you shadow bone. So I usually take this. As you brace yourself against the heat, you soon see that the sun's rays are full of odd creatures. These light wisps are trying to attach themselves to you with their tentacles, and they are burning through your body and spirit. The darkness that accompanies turmoil and magic is weak against this foe, but if you resist, your dark power can destroy them. So I'd rather do a difficulty 1 spiritual challenge than a difficulty 2 conceptual mental challenge, I think. And you'll see why. Auto Resolve says we'll take grave injuries, but we're not going to. You can actually summon skeletons in spiritual challenges, but not mental. So let's see, let's get some attacks out there first. The skeletons can be summoned at the end. There's no drawback to doing that. This is from the Soul Tear ability. It's an innate ability that my scavenger had. Pretty strong. It's the strongest attack, so let's use it. I'm not sure there's any point in putting out the warrior. And the hunter, I could probably have him go out and do a wand attack as well. Okay, at this point, I think I do want to play another Soul Tear. Let's see where he places his last copy. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Skeletons go here and here. Alright, they're going to tank 2 hits. Even though they only have 1 HP and 0 damage, they're still going to tank 2 hits. And with the other action, I don't think that we actually need another action because all of our attacks go off before the third copy, so the enemy will just die. And I think I'm just gonna play a Hunter's Mark just for the hell of it. Pretty easy battle, no damage taken. Resist the assault, and your domain exudes a burst of darkness that destroys these infernal beings and turns them into obsidian ash. You do not know what they were, but their power was unnatural and potent enough to reach your divine connection. Alright, we got 11 obsidian. It's gonna be quite nice. The reason that you want to choose that magic or turmoil option is because obsidian is a tier 3 resource. Look, as you can see on this graph, obsidian is in this part of the ring, whereas shadow bone, which is the other reward you can get, is in this part of the ring. So obsidian is a higher tier material. It's usable for crafting the other ring, whereas shadow bone is not usable. So if you want to go that path, then obsidian, by triggering that event repeatedly, is the best way to go. It's also going to be like a little bit better of a village if you want to go that path, and you can craft some better weapons and stuff with it. Alright, so let's interact with this other village, right? I think now that we did this part of the quest, we just have to wait for quite a bit of turns before the next part of the main quest triggers. So we just want to get our party stronger. And we may want to settle a village as well. Alright, first things first, we're going to talk to these village. Welcome, what brings you to our humble abode? They have some of the same options. Right, the rest and visit to heal your wounds and your curses. You can visit a tavern again. Food stalls is like a trader, but only for food. You can only trade food for food. I usually don't go there because it's quite expensive putting your food away. And we can ask if there's anything they need help with. I think they should have a quest for us. Well, now that you mention it, there's an old gravesite not too far. We've been hearing strange noises, moaning and groaning, and not the good type. These Slavians know what's up. We fear the unliving may haunt it, and when they smell our flesh, they're sure to come. Get rid of them. Alright, I will agree to that. So that quest is here. You can tell by the exclamation point marker. And because we can summon some skeletons and stuff now, I do believe that we are powerful enough to destroy all these level 2 nests. This Boar's Lair, the Bee's Nest. There's no rush to do so, but we can go around. Oh, I also realized there was a ruins right here. So we need to get that as well. If we go into the village, also we can get some more of these drinks, the nut tinctures. Well, we're quite sick. That's not great news. But we get a lot of food. This is a pretty heavy illness, unfortunately, and it's going to plague us for 7 turns, but we'll just have to deal with it. My guy's still injured. He is a little bit injured, so let's camp and rest. We can cook something. Let's make a bunch of pickles. So even though I have 7 advancement points stocked up, there's not really too much point in actually researching something unless you know you can use it right away. I don't have materials to craft any specific piece of equipment, and I haven't found, or I'm not near any resource that I want to gather, so I haven't used points on those yet, but I can do so as soon as I do find a certain resource or want to craft a certain type of equipment. I could maybe research another food recipe right now, but if all I have is veggies, then the vegetarian meals I'm cooking are probably fine for now. Alright, we're gonna hit up these ruins for some fat loot. Get some more veggies. We can cook some more pickles as well. Alright, we got this event again. Same thing as last time, so we're gonna do it again, and well, we can do it manually with only some injuries, but it's a spiritual challenge. Your spiritual HP, which is called Faith, does not regenerate at all unless you do rituals, and it costs materials to do rituals. It costs herbs. You can also use stuff like wood and shadowbone. Alright, so with our last action, I will put out a couple of skeletons. And then I guess I will Hunter's Mark to make sure that he doesn't get through my shield. Cool. We got 10 more obsidian, which is nice. We could craft the ring. Where is it? Here it is. We could craft the ring now with obsidian. We actually have enough. It is very powerful, but I don't think that we're going to do that for this Let's Play, because I think that I would rather build a village and showcase playing with a village. Once we get our second cosmic seed, maybe I'll craft a ring. Alright, let's do our level up. One of my favorite parts of the game. Oslo, do you want to get toughness or counterattack? Counterattack deals damage back to the enemy whenever it hits you. However, it's based on perception, strangely enough. So you're not actually going to do much damage with a warrior that's mostly built with strength. This perception is not too bad, but the damage is just not that much overall. Or you could get toughness, which is passive. I really like passives. Just passive stats that you don't have to use action points on. It's really good. Our child can get slightly more damage with your blunt attack, which is always fair. Or we can get the battle orders skill. Battle orders, what the tooltip doesn't tell you is that you can use it on 2 targets. So you can up the shielding of 2 different targets by 2 with 1 action point. And 2 shielding is not very much, but it actually is quite a good skill when you are able to level it up to higher ranks. It goes, I think, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And it's pretty significant if you play it on 2 clones of the same character. I think I want to take battle orders. At the very least, I want to showcase it in the Let's Play. Thea is going to level up sneak attack for sure. That's a huge damage boost, 1.3 to 1.6. Very big damage boost. Showing off is not too great, because it's only usable in the mental challenges. Camille, ooh, what a choice. So Soul Tear leveling up from a 1.4 multiplier to 1.8 multiplier is nice for sure, but weakness. Weakness is the other skill that's similar to Hunter's Mark, except weakness debuffs 2 targets instead of 1, but it's a little bit weaker of an effect. It is based on wisdom though, which he doesn't have very high of. So to make it really useful, we'll have to give him a bunch of wisdom. I think it's definitely useful enough that I want to take it. Even if you don't get a really good debuff from it, it also delays the targets. Really, really strong. Alright. This thing again. Let's follow the tracks this time. We'll defend ourselves, and auto-resolve actually says we can get a perfect victory, so I'm definitely going to say yes to that. Alright, we're going to move back up. At this point though, I do want to try to figure out a place to gather some specific resources that I want, or potentially even a place to settle a village. I see ruby here, and I actually have a very specific type of greatsword that I can craft with obsidian and ruby, so I might want to get some of those. See, there's dark wood, steel, scaled leather. I would really love some fur leather, because that's really good for crafting things like scrolls. And codexes, but as I said before, codexes have a glitch right now where they're more powerful than they're supposed to be. Or I should rephrase that. It's easier to get the powerful versions of the codex than it's supposed to be. Actually, I'm really obsessive, so I'm going to reveal this little fog of war down here. Because why not? Got some meat. I'm really glad we had to reveal that meat. We have a bunch of veggies, so let's not get veggies. Get the other stuff. Alright. We go all the way back up. We do want to hit up this quest. We also have more of this island that we haven't explored. I love ending my turn on the like next to a food resource, because that way you're not wasting any movement points, but you're also getting more food and stuff. A sudden storm catches you off guard. Lightning bolts cut through the sky, and gusts of wind sweep you off your feet. We're going to lose some stuff, probably. We didn't lose anything, but we took some damage. That's fine. Cut around this way so we can gather as we move. And pick some more of these things. Why don't we go destroy this bee's nest while we're at it? Get this nest, I'm pretty sure we can do it. They do true damage, which is a bit scary. Sneak attack is really good here. A 12 damage sneak attack is because of the blue poison, which is a 2.0 damage multiplier if the enemy is already damaged. The regular poison, which is green, is 1.5 times damage if the enemy is already damaged. Then I know that this is going to do 24 damage, because all I have to do to make sure that these bees are damaged before the sneak attacks go off is have a summon in front of them to do just a little poke. So I think here I'm not going to use up these action points, because I'm going to summon stuff to take these hits. Who has the skeletons? It's the kid. Alright, so the skeleton's going to tank the true damage. Gotta be a little bit careful here though. the bees have retaliation. So I'm actually not sure if these are gonna get tanked. If the skeleton does 0 damage, does it still count as a hit? It might. That would be pretty bad. Just in case it does, what do I want to do? I need to make sure that we can take a hit. I don't really have enough action points. This greatsword's gonna hit. I need this hunter to go before one of these bees. So I guess I need to use weaken. I could use lullaby as well. Weaken's not going to cut it, right? Because it's 1.5 delay. This guy's at 14, this guy's at 15.8. The 1.5 is not going to cut it. I'm going to have to use a delay of either the mass lullaby or the lullaby. Let's do that. This probably wasn't the best way for me to play out this battle, but yeah. Oh, that's fine. Okay, since they did 0 damage, the retaliation did nothing. When I did damage, retaliation did 4 to me. Alright, so we were able to tank these 2 hits, luckily. Nice. So we're gonna use the sneak attack on this bee. These 3 bees are actually the same. But we'll kill it then before it can get its last attack off. It would have done some terrible damage. And then we can kill off the other guy too. And then since there's nobody left on the enemy's board, we now attack their hand. Alright, we took very minimal damage. I think that was good. We got some meat. We get research points. When you fight wandering monster packs, you don't get research points, you only get EXP, but when you clear their nest, you actually get research points too. Let's get some veggies and let's cook. A sudden storm catches you off guard again. This time we have a nature or intellect option. Respect nature's anger and seek shelter as fast as you can. Okay, let's do that. As your domain guides you, you sharpen your minds and find good shelter quickly, knowing that such thunderstorms can be deadly to the unwise. Awesome. We got a nice mental blessing here. And I think that's actually a little bit over the time, the half-an-hour time block I wanted for each episode, so we'll end this episode here. This episode 3. Stay tuned for episode 4, guys. We'll probably get it out pretty soon. By the way, if anybody wants like a character named after them, whether it be on Twitch or on YouTube, just let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube though, odds are I've already filmed the next few episodes by the time that you are commenting on this. But still, let me know. If I don't get you into this run, I can get you into the next run. And guys, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode.